Hey everyone, this is Frederick II bringing you another NTW multiplayer battle. And this, believe it or not, is one that is going to stick in the books, at least in my books. Because while it was one of the faster battles, it was also one of the more savage playthroughs I have done on a multiplayer battle. So, quick thing, not that everyone knows, but I do apologize for my long absence. Been real busy and swamped with both schoolwork and now, and then my previous job and now my job that I have right now. But I can promise this. I will start to make it a little more of a priority to post videos of this kind of content. And particularly, I'm going to start going into NTW3. Now, enough of that. If you want to ask more, just leave a comment. Now, for here is a 2v2 Galacian Ria. Expand the map a bit so you can see that. So, over here, my team, including me, is on red, and the allies, or the French and Danish force, is the attackers. So, quick thing for the rules, I was not the host, so we didn't play the rules I usually do. This was 2v2 with one cannon, meaning no howitzers, no ground battery, and no fixer unicorns. So much more balance for every faction to be able to play. Then we also had the four lights or slash skirmishers, because they're more or less in the same group type of infantry. Over here is a random ally player that I got. He is playing as France, and I am playing as Russia. You can't see it. I apologize for that. You can't see all the troops, but I do remember what I have here. So I started out with sort of 3 Cossack Lancers. Pretty cheap, pretty much glass cannons. They don't have high morale, they don't last long in prolonged melee, but if they get the charge, they'll inflict massive damage like any other Lancer. I had 2 Dragoons, just basic heavy cav, and since it's Russian, they'll be able to do the job pretty well. And then I had 1 Cuirassier. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry, not 2 Cossacks. I had a I am trying to forgive me for butchering this, the Pavlograd Hussars. Then I had the 4 lights, in one in particular, the 17th Jaeger Company. I put 3 chevrons on it, since it had the best accuracy even without chevrons. A lifeguard foot, and the Semenovsky Guard. Then I had a Moscow Musketeer, and 3 other normal musketeers for Russian. So, and then 2 Oflocini, which is Russian militia. So not a massive infantry corps per se, but the cav should have, since it's Russian cav, it balances it out. Now France, he decided to bring 1 old guard. Very nice. You gotta look at those uniforms. And even though it's base vanilla game, I can't help but just admire those uniforms. They're quite something. Then you have 2 Chevalier Lancers, or no, 3 of them. So I don't really see, oh no, 2, and then the other one is a Dutch Guard Lancer. So I don't know why, you don't really see people bring the Dutch, and even if they do bring the elite cav, it's usually Empress Dragoons or Grenadier à Cheval. Occasionally even the Polish Guard Lancers. Then you have Artillerie à Cheval. Real nice over here, same thing. Great uniforms. Fast cannons, so the mobility is going to play a key role here. And then for his light infantry, we have 1 company of HOWITZERS. We have the 6th Regiment in the Infanterie Légère, 1, and then 2 chasseurs. They're not the most accurate, but the manpower that comes with it and the formations they can do, I guess it balances out, but I'm personally not a big fan of them. Then we have his line infantry. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 6. Okay, so we have 6. We have 6 normal Fusiliers of the line. Not bad at all. The basic accuracy, but good reload speed. And then for his last part, we already saw the Old Guard. And we have the Dutch Grenadiers in the Guards team. And now both the Guards team and the Old Guard, that's pretty much a guarantee. Oh, you're going to destroy whatever line company one-on-one. Dutch Grenadiers can do great. They do great in the line. But since, like any other Grenadier company, there's not that many of them, it's easy to whittle them down with little to no effort. Now, quick, I don't want to go too long over the army comp. So, a relatively similar size over here. I believe there's more militia on this side. He also, this is my friend that I play with. Unfortunately, can't really see all of his troops clearly, kind of like mine. I do apologize for that. But Chasseur, you can see the Chasseur Cheval. I think that's 4. And like any other light cav, they have the speed, but they shoot like Swiss foot and have melee defense stats of heavy cavalry. Pretty overpowered in vanilla, but that's a conversation for another time. Then you have his Old Guard Corps, which is a fairly common strategy for French players. Bring the 3 Old Guard, the 4 Chevals, so you just keep them square and you just rob the crap out of them by lowering their morale and the high accuracy. Not a massive corps for France on the opposing side, but it is pretty elite. And then you have, last but not least, the Danish Corps, which, funnily enough, they speak German in the game. So, for the Danish, we have 2 Lifeguard Horse, 4 Norwegian Ski Troopers, which are the skirmishers. They're a little better than sharpshooters in terms of melee defense and attack, but they lack in reload speed and accuracy in comparison to the sharpshooters. Then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 line infantry. In Danish line, it's basic. It's nothing special, but like any other tool, if used properly, it can devastate an enemy corps. And so I try not to underestimate my enemy's corps, even if it looks like a crap build. Now, without further ado, the moment you've been waiting for, let us begin this fight. So, I've played on this map several times. Actually, that's an understatement. Not several. I played on this many times on this map. And I think it's pretty obvious just by looking at this hill, it's going to be the hottest point of contention. Already we're starting off with both French cavalry going head to head. And even though the Lancers have an advantage in melee for the charge, that won't last too long in prolonged combat. Let's see if they make contact. Cheval fires off, but not to great effect. It does, however, make my French ally, pull back a bit. I'm going to call this French corps Cahal because that was his username. So Cahal is over here, and the France, we'll just call him France, is over on my left. Now here we're getting more action. I charge straight into the Danish Lifeguard Horse Cavalry, which is in diamond formation. See, like I said, even though they're just weak Cossacks, if they get that charge bonus, they'll do massive damage. I'm pulling them out right here with this one Cossack unit, and this second one I have here is going straight into the Danish side. Let's look at that. Absolutely beautiful. Ooh. And while that's happening, he's losing his elite heavy cav. I managed to sneak behind the Tsars, which they're already murdering one of the skirmishers. Yep, there goes one. The second one. I'm trying to prevent them from making mistakes because I don't want to be hindered as I'm attacking. Oh, and now the French are kicking off. I didn't pay attention too much during the fight, but it would seem Hall had struck the first blow, and quite well, I must say, because his Cheval is doing a lot of damage on his both lights and light infantry. And my French ally is struggling to plug in those gaps, not even using his artillery. Damn, that's a shame. Just blood and guts everywhere on that, sorry. And seeing that chaos and confusion, I'm desperately trying to run over my lights and try to pin Alal over on his left flank. Yeah, his left flank, my left flank, with all of my lights. The problem, though, my Jaegers are nearly exhausted, and there's the sloped hill. Come on, boys, fire. Nope. No, I didn't fire them yet. But I do have my infantry in position. Unfortunately for Vol, despite how well he's doing on his side, it's gonna become a matter of sheer numbers and being squashed by both my infantry and the reserves from my ally. So I decided to take one more shot with the Cossack Lancers. I've got my lights in position. So Denmark is still trying to reconnect with Alal, but he hasn't quite made it there. And in the meantime, I've got my 6-pounder horse right here shelling whatever remains of the Danish heavy cav, because he did not bring much heavy cav. Straight into the back of the Legion of the Brave. The 18th Regiment. Excuse me. I set up my militia. It's not much, but it's honest work.
Our men are running.
At this point, it's become a race against time. My ally's barely stabilizing his line. I had no worries about Denmark during this fight, just based on how slow his micro was. But if I didn't work fast enough, the numbers advantage I was talking about a little bit earlier would start to flip on me. So I don't want to quite yet use my elite reserves, but I'm keeping them near my line to keep the morale up, or maintain their morale. It is a nice line, though. He has a nice cohesive line, and I'm trying to keep 2 reserves to watch my artillery, because I don't want those 2 lifeguard horse coming behind. Oof. Now this is something you don't see a lot either. People using fire in advance. Oh, here comes a charge. Oh, I love my cuirassiers. Oh, no, I'm sorry, those are my dragoons. You didn't see it. Oh, that would explain why he's doing so poor. Alal got his stakes up. So the shots coming from my ally, the ones that are even going over the hill, another portion of them are just taking mistakes. They act like bulletproof shields. Oh, but in the meantime, I'm smashing straight through this. Look at that Dragoon go. I know a lot of people like Russia for its melee strength, which I do as well, but even when they're firing with that lower accuracy, there's some beauty in it. Oh boy.
We have killed their general.
This was the turning point. You can see this already, so a lull had broken through on my allies' left flank, got his art, and it hadn't even been playing much of a part in this battle. So seeing that, I'm thinking to myself, man, I've got to finish this up real quick, and real quick, because I don't want Denmark pinning me as I'm trying to finish off the French. I did, however, get his artillery, so I'm not worried about that. The Danish heavy cow hasn't been moving. Most of the shots from that last ski trooper haven't been hitting, and my artillery's, again, going through their lines. It's neck and neck, more or less, even though the balance of power says otherwise.
Our men are running for.
This one I didn't understand. He's putting up line infantry directly in front of my lights and my line. I'll see it from the Russian perspective. Yep, it's like I said. Even it's much better for lights to be in their standard line formation instead of skirmish mode. Because if you're in that mode, I believe it's about 5, if the 5th rank will still fire. So it means more firepower, but also more space to move in more units, unlike a standard line company right here. This is where I got worried. Ooh. Nasty volleys from the Danish lifeguards. Oh, but what is this? Send in Cossack Lancers. I managed to keep one. If you saw it earlier, I managed to keep one right here and save it just for that moment. He didn't square. No, he didn't square. Now here's the moment of truth. My ally pretty much broke. He's pretty much broke right over here. He's only got a couple bled out line units left, but that last cross here I mentioned earlier, now is his time to play. And they are having a blast, cutting down the remains of Old Guard, the line of the Brave, and the remnants of the Cheval. If you don't take out Cheval, believe me, they will never leave you alone until the very last man. This is the moment when all the reserves from both sides are thrown into the fight. I got my lifeguard right here, and knowing that it's Russia, I don't have to worry too much. Even for elite unit, I'm just sending straight into melee. And the Danish line, being that special, they don't stand a chance. Run, you Danish bastard! bastards, run! Don't know why I did that Scottish, but they continue to charge. Get him, men, get him! Hold on to the square over here. Those Chad Scout Musketeers. We must protect them. That was pretty much a clean shot right there. Another volley. Let's go zoom right back in, because the French front it's done. I'm trying to go right here on my lifeguard. Surprisingly, they have better accuracy than the Snundanowskis. They're just less in melee combat.
Our men are running from.
And speaking of the devil, there they go. Ruskies for a charge. Must end the Danish threat to the motherland. Boom! Oh, that square formation is not gonna help. Square formation can help, but morale's low and you're up like that. Yeah, see right there. Easy break. Out of formation makes it all the more easy. Come on, man. Finish him. Ooh, a nice hit. Ooh, I just saw the bayonet go straight in the stomach. Let's look at this. One little old guard chasing my militia. I don't know why I did it, but I didn't use my militia head first. For some reason, I kept them in the fight as a reserve much longer than anticipated. Denmark's still in the fight just a little bit. Come on, crossers. Finish that old guard. The old guard never surrenders. They die. Unless it's Waterloo, then they do both. That was a bad one. I'm sorry, but that it had the chance. All the while, my lights, though one did break, they stayed true to the very end. Gotta love it. Just watching the Eagers hold a position they know is going to be under constant attack. Well, this wasn't too bad. I was annoyed having to deal with these Aval's Cheval and his general guard. Because in my mind I'm thinking, well, you lost your entire corps, why are you still trying to get me? And then I realized it's just trying to go for my artillery. Yeah, not... Like I said, this was a much quicker battle than you'll usually see in multiplayer levels. Even on vanilla, which is known for faster pace than their mod counterparts, but it did not go without a heavy cost.
The men of the
Almost it's my ally having bled himself out and then me crushing the Danes single-handedly. Run, man, run. Don't let the French get you. Come on, why? I mean, I got the general. There we go. And that is how Russia saved the Bourbon French from the Imperial French. And some cruel, twisted, alternate timeline. Yes, I enjoyed this game a lot. For one, its speed, just the sheer amount of numbers, the pushing back and forth. Yeah, here we go. Here's Cahal. Cahal was the French one over here. He did great, like I said, inflicting massive casualties on my ally. Oh man, I was severely disappointed because he only got 718. Even the Danish got more. He got 757, and he lost less at 1318. But right here, this was Cahal and I were the key players in this. And I believe it was on large troops because the max for the line was 120. And that is why you see this small French corps. And those numbers all add up. So even though he did have a better corps, he didn't have the reserves to keep going on. And hence why one of the parts I was able to send whatever remained of my left flank over to finish the French. Let's see this. Yeah, artillery didn't get too many kills. The lifeguard did great, 147. Moscow Musketeers could have done better, but they got more kills than their losses. And then there's the Semenovskis. And if you saw during the fight, I didn't really put them in fiery mode. It was just melee. It was just for melee. Okay, well, that's that. Appreciate you guys for coming on in and checking out my video. Again, I do say I am sorry for the long delay, but I promise to bring you some more content. Hope you enjoyed, and until the next time, please be with you, and have a great day.